Hey everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video review, and today we're going to be doing Aquaman, the Water Bearer. Take a look at this cover right here. Now up front, right away, if you have not read JLA, The Obsidian Age, then I don't think you should pick this up, because this is more or less a continuation of Aquaman's story from The Obsidian Age. And if you haven't read The Obsidian Age, then I'll give you a little bit of lowdown right now. Back in our world at war, Aquaman used a spell that sent Atlantis back in time to save it. He died in the process. During the Obsidian Age, he was revived and Atlantis was brought back. However, he committed the greatest crime of all for Atlantis, and he kind of took away the mythology of Atlantis. It's kind of complicated exactly what his crime is. You have to kind of read into it, but the Atlanteans are very pissed at him. His wife is pretty pissed at him. In addition to that, she's under the influence of some of the sorcerers that came out of the Obsidian Age, so she's not quite there. Although Aquaman's wife was never really quite there. So Aquaman has become an outcast, and they basically take him to the coral reef where he could die, so that he could have water depletion, and he becomes dehydrated and he just dies. However, Aquaman is not one to sit down. He's able to break free of his hold and wander over into this mystical pond. And there he meets up with the Lady of the Lake. Now, the Lady of the Lake presents Aquaman with a new hand. And this hand is a hand purely made out of water, as you can see in this picture here. So no more harpoon, this is a water hand. Aquaman gets a nice clean cut, a little bit of a 5 o'clock shadow like I have now. He cuts his hair, and he gets new treads, and he really becomes a new Aquaman. Aquaman also goes into a different direction this. He turns from being a king and a warrior into almost a more spiritual-like hero. He kind of cuts his ties with the Justice League. And I say that lightly because although he still is part of the Justice League, he really doesn't, he's kind of on his own now. It is a new situation doing his new thing. In this comic, he has to deal a lot with Atlantis, and that's really the main bad in the story, if there's any bad, is really fighting off the forces that come from Atlantis that want to make sure he's dead. We got some cameos in this. Tempest shows up, and him and Aquaman kind of talk about the direction of Aquaman's life. And then the story kind of ends with a story about Atlantis itself and how bad Atlantis is off. This story was quite interesting. It really brought a new take to Aquaman. It kind of geared Aquaman to a new direction, and it really was a fun new direction. Now the story starts off very weak, and the first issue is just meh, and it really is hard to get into it with the first issue. But after the first issue, every issue after that is still a good issue. And you really get to see a new Aquaman. Now I really wish they could expand on more. However, unless you pick up the individual issues, no other trades come out with Arthur Curry as Aquaman after Water Bearer. So it's a little bittersweet because we get a new Aquaman in a new direction with a new feel and no new trade after this. I mean, obviously you get Swords of Atlantis, but that's a different Aquaman, and it's not a continuation of this story. So it's a very bittersweet with this graphic novel. However, the graphic novel is fun. You get to see a much more human Aquaman. Because Aquaman has always been kind of that royalty, regal-like warrior, the king of Atlantis. Now you get a little bit more of a down-to-earth Aquaman that's a little bit more humanized. I mean, he's had everything taken away from him. He had his wife taken away, his kingdom, his people, and he can't go in the ocean and hope he's fucked. I mean, he has to stay on land and deal with salt water, with purified regular water, which he does not like. I mean, really, Aquaman's in a bad position. So we get a new take on Aquaman, which is very nice. But like I said, bittersweet. This is about the only bit on the new take that you're going to get. So if you're looking for a good Aquaman story, this is where you should go. However, the problem is this is only where you're going to go. After this, you're not going to go anywhere. So it's really up to the reader. I mean, one of the biggest downsides to Aquaman is there's not that much out there, which is also a blessing in disguise because there's not real much that you really need to waste your money on. Not waste, but spend your money on. So you can pick up Time and Tide, and you can pick up Water Bear, and that's good enough for Aquaman, but it also has a disadvantage because that's all you're going to get for Aquaman, unless you deal with Showcase Presents or the Archives or Swords of Atlantis. So it's really up to the reader. I picked it up because I'm an Aquaman fan, but it's like a movie ending on a cliffhanger. It's just, it tears you apart. You want more, and you're just not going to get more. So again, I can't really tell you. I enjoyed it. I liked it. The first issue was kind of boring. I didn't care for the last issue. But everything in between was really good, and, it's up to you. I enjoyed it, but it's up to you, because, like I said, after this, no more trades. Except for the Sword of Atlantis, which I will pick up and I will read some point. But yes, so I can't really say anything else or any more. One good thing is this is only $12, so you're not going to be wasting too much money on it if you pick it up and you dislike it. However, I think everyone will like it. But again, I stated my reasons why you probably wouldn't pick it up. So with that said, Water Bear, meh. Good story, but meh. So it's up to you. This is Andrew saying peace out for now.